Hi there, it's Karen here from Turquoise Treasures, and a happy Christmas to you all. It's actually Christmas Eve today, and I'm actually filming the same day that the video is going up, so that's a first. And I just wanted to come on this a little extra video today just to wish you Merry Christmas and just to show you what I've been doing in my Christmas journal. Today, as I say, is Christmas Eve, and normally, and I would expect it to be fully in the flow of getting ready for our family to come over for Christmas. I wouldn't normally have time to do a video because I think at this point of the day I would normally be cooking and getting things ready and getting excited for the family to arrive, and that was the plan. But of course, COVID is now the Christmas Grinch and has stolen Christmas from all of us. So I'm in the area that is in full lockdown over Christmas. So we've had to cancel all our plans, and we will only get to see our family over video calls and such like FaceTime, whatever we end up doing. So we have found this out at the beginning of the week or the weekend, last weekend. So I have been working my journal during the week, but I haven't really felt in the mood to do anything on video because I've been I think my husband and I have both been pretty depressed this week because we had, as we all had, been so much looking forward to seeing the girls. We've seen so little of them this year. And of course our little one was meant to be coming, and this would have been the first time she's really been aware of what's going on. She's getting so excited. We were very excited to see her on Christmas morning, opening her presents and things like that. So we feel we've been a little bit low this week. So but I thought today I would come on and show you what I've been doing and perhaps do a little bit of work in the journal as well. I haven't got as far as you'd think I would, considering I've had nothing better to do. But I have done a lot of faffing and a lot of just filling about, so I haven't got as far as I would have liked, but I've got a fair bit done. I've done about half of it, so I'll just show you what I've done, and perhaps we'll do a little bit more together today. So I think I may have mentioned before that Christmas for us doesn't always start at the beginning of December, so it's not a December daily by any means. My first Christmas thing that I did this year, partly because we were about to go into lockdown, so it was the 1st of November. We knew we were going into lockdown on about the 5th of November, I think it was. So we went over to Jenny's for our last visit, and I went prepared, and I took some, I cut out a Christmas tree shape in some green card, and I took some tissue paper to screw up and to make Christmas baubles. And Alyssa and I sat at her dining table, and we had a really lovely time just decorating the tree with bits of tissue paper. And this is the first time I've done anything like this with her. I didn't know how she'd get on with it. She's only 2.5, but she really seemed to enjoy it. She's really got into it. Look, she's been sticking things on. I've just written about it here, and on this, I think on this card, this was what we ended up with. This was our finished tree, all covered in bits of pretty paper to make it look decorative. So that was on there, and I think on the back of this tag there's another little picture, and I've just written a little bit about it as well, and I've written all over here. So this is my journaling for my first crafting session with my granddaughter, and the last time actually I ended up going to their house. I mean, this is literally the last time I had a chance to do it, so I'm glad I took that opportunity just to spend those it was like 10-15 minutes. It wasn't a very long session, but she's so little. I think she did well to get it finished, really. So then the next thing that happened Christmas wise was that I actually got my Christmas present early from my husband because my phone died. He was meant to be buying me a new phone for Christmas. That was the plan. And then my old phone, which I've had quite a while, developed this glitch. I couldn't use it. It had a pop-up that I couldn't get rid of. Not very technically minded, and we tried various things. We looked it up on YouTube, we just couldn't fix it. So he ended up buying me my phone early. So I said, well, that's fine, that's what I need. So 18th of November was a sort of my early Christmas present. So and I had these couple of cards, so I've written on here what that was all about. So that's that. And then on the 25th of November, This is a picture of Alyssa decorating her tree at nursery. They're very good at keeping Jenny informed about what they're getting up to and sending pictures and things. So this was a picture that they sent to her, helping to decorate the tree at nursery, and you can see she's already really getting excited. So that was lovely. And then this was quite tricky. I didn't know quite how to deal with it. There's some of these big pockets that I put in there. You know, it's quite interesting when you actually come to use them. How you know, you sort of think, well, how do I use them now? I've got them in here. So I use this one for journaling. This is the 28th of November, and this was the weekend. Both of the girls decided. Oh, what's that? Oh, bit of paper. I don't know how that got in there. Both the girls decided it was time to decorate our trees. We never normally do our trees this early, but I think everybody's been doing it. So this is George. I said buying a Christmas tree 2020 styles because he's having to wear a mask. And they've gone and bought their tree from a Christmas tree farm. So that goes back in that pocket there. Get it back in. Excuse me. Got a little tickle. And then there's another tag here. So this was the tree once they'd got it up in their little flat. Nice big tree, beautiful tree, and it's a real one. I don't usually have a real one, so that was lovely. And then this is after they decorated it, and this is a typical Hannah pose, hugging her tree. She was so pleased with it. So that was the 28th of November, and then I think it was the same weekend or the next day, 29th. So it's basically the next day. Jenny and Gary and Alyssa decorated their tree as well. So I've got tags with pictures. The little one in front of her tree, and I think I've written about that on the back of this tag. There wasn't much to write really, just that they're decorating their tree this weekend. So that's that one, and so the date is here, and just a few pictures really. This is her putting her star. Daddy's lifting her up, she's putting her star on top of the tree. So yeah, and they gave her so this has got like a little flip out here. It's a little, if I can get it to open. So they gave her, Jenny bought her like a big felt tree that she did on the floor, and she was able to stick on her little felt, like bits of Velcro, and she could decorate it all herself. So she had lots of fun decorating that as well. So that was the last weekend in November. And this was also the weekend my husband baked the Christmas cake. He does like baking, and he does it, he's been doing it the last few years. I think it was his mum used to make it, and then when she got a little bit older, she was finding it more difficult, so he's taken it over, and he makes a jolly good Christmas cake. Every year, he never writes down the recipe or never prints off the recipe, so every year he has to look up the recipe and find a new one. So all I did with this, I took a picture of the cake, or he took a picture of the cake, I think, and then I've just asked him what went in it. So I've just literally stamped all the various yummy things that went into the cake and put it onto little scraps of paper all over, and just put it all over the page, and just decided, wrote about what that it was. He decided to make the cake, and this is what he made. This was a piece from a Stamperia pad that I had, the Christmas pad, and it just happened to talk about Christmas cake and gave you a recipe. But so I've just put that in as well. Yeah, so that's the Christmas cake, and that was the same weekend. So it was a busy old weekend for the family, and it wasn't even December, so there we go. That's why, for me, doing a December daily doesn't really make any sense, because not everything happens in December. In fact, sometimes very little happens in December. But now we're coming into December. This is my envelope pocket thing. So I've just put December down here. I've been doing a lot of die cutting of the letters. So I die cut the letters for December, and then because they're quite curly, the die set, it's this one, it's this die set. So you can see all the letters are quite curly, so I thought it would be quite nice just to hook them all together and then stick them on down like that. So I just put that on there. I put a little calendar there. What I think I might do is put a little cross or something against each page that I've done a page for, or each date, should I say, that I've done. I haven't done that yet, but each page, oh God, I can't speak. Each date that I've done a page for, I'll make a mark in here so we know how many, I think, days we did things. And in here, there's a card. So this is the 1st of December. So there's the number 1. And this is Alyssa with her advent calendar. It's the first time I think Jenny's bought her an advent calendar because she wasn't really old enough before. At least I don't think she had one last year. And it was a chocolate one, so she was thrilled to bits. And I did write a little bit about, so I'll just pop that back in there. And I wrote down here about how she'd given her this calendar and she was so excited about having chocolate, finding chocolate in it, that when she got to nursery and they asked her what she'd had that day, she was just ran in and going, chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. She was letting everybody know that she had chocolate in her advent calendar, and she was really sure loves her chocolate. I think we're a family of chocoholics. And then this is now the 5th of December. I made her a little card. I did a Christmas tree, very much like the one we'd made together at the beginning of November, and used tissue paper and made little tissue paper balls to decorate it with, so that it looked a bit similar to what we'd made. And I put it in the post and sent it to her in her own envelope, so it actually arrived with her name on it. And apparently her mum said she was so excited to get her own Christmas card that was sent to her especially. And look at her little face. I just love that picture. She's just so excited to get her own Christmas card, and she was sort of showing Mummy what it looked like and that. So I was really, really pleased to get these photos. Jenny's so good at sending us pictures of what's happening with them. And of course, most of this journal, we've not been doing anything much this December. Most of this journal is going to be full of things that she's been doing or my other daughter's been doing, and that's how it should be. So this is like a family journal. It's as much for them to remember, to look back on in future Christmases of future years, to see what they did, because they won't be making anything like this. And I just popped in a little tag. I didn't know how to fix this on. I made the tag and I wrote down about the Christmas card that I made on the back of it, and then I just put this in a little frame that I made with it's just a punch you can do on the corners, and then you tuck the photos in. So I thought that would just give me something to tuck the tag behind, so that's what I did with that. And then this is actually turned out to be the last time we saw them all. We all met up just literally the weekend after, as lockdown finished, so it's the first weekend in December, the 6th of December. And we met in a park that's not far from any of them. They all live fairly close to each other. So we were allowed for 6 of us to meet up, so we did. Tried to keep ourselves a little bit socially distanced, although it's not very easy to distance yourself from a 2-year-old. And I just wrote on the back of the tag about our, about what had happened, about that we met up, and it was just a lovely day, even though lovely day in the fact it was lovely to see them. It was a horrible actual day weather-wise. It was foggy, it was really cold, but we didn't care. We were just really pleased to see each other, and how good she was, because she walked the whole time. She was as good as gold. She only started to get a little bit unhappy when she started getting really cold, but she had a really good time. I think she was pleased to see us all as well. So this is all of us just having an hour and a half in the park, so that was lovely. So that was the 6th, and then this is the 9th. And this is just a random picture that Jenny sent us, and I just thought it was so funny and dead cute. It's very her. She's got these funny glasses. They're probably her dad's, the sort of thing he would have. And it was just a great picture. I just loved it, so I just put it in there, decorated it up a bit with some sort of various ephemera from Dreams, etc. And this is now the 11th of December, first batch of mince pies that I've made. So I just took a picture of me with my mince pies. I've now made 3 batches. I made the last batch yesterday. These have all gone. They got gobbled up in about less than a week. And I've now just made my final batch, which is our Christmas ones. So it's just recording. That's when I made them. And then this is a pocket with some couple of tags, and there's a journaling card here. There was actually another journaling card behind here, but I couldn't really find, it was just too much. I didn't really want everything hidden. I wanted some of it actually to be on show. I didn't want it all hidden behind here. So this is our Christmas decorating, and it's out of sequence because so it was actually the 5th, so I should have put it in even before this. I should have put it in same day as this. This should have been the next page, should have been us decorating our tree. But I actually took the photos of the tree and the decorations the following weekend, and I made a mistake and wrote down the 12th, and then I realised that actually it wasn't the 12th that we decorated the tree, it was the 5th, so it's out of sequence. But then I did that last year, I put something out of sequence. It doesn't really matter. So this is just a journaling card, Christmas tree. This is after I, me with my Christmas tree. After it had been decorated. There's a couple of tags here, I don't even know what I put on these. I wrote about it on there. And then I put another little picture of one of our little Christmas trees that we've got in our hallway. It's like a little mini tree. So that's there. And that's just writing about the day. And then there's just some pictures of our decorations now. And I just took some close-up pictures of my favourite tree decorations, things that have got a little bit of a story to them. This is one of my oldest decorations. I bought that when I lived in Germany in the 1970s. So this is probably, I don't know, over 40 years old, this decoration, this little wooden one, which I thought, and it's lasted very well. That's one I painted a few years ago, and that one was from Venice when we went to Venice a few years ago. So yes, there's just a few pictures of the decorations really. This is another one of the DD Farago pockets. And this is all about the Christmas lights, this page. This is on the 13th, because we had to wait. We'd ordered some new lights, and that we couldn't put them up until the 13th. So this is one set. This is a little set of Christmas trees, and I just wrote on the back about those. So that's in there. Whoops. And on this card here, there's just a little picture of the front of our house with these lights and how it looks in front of the house. And just wrote about that on the back. And then this is a little tiny tree, the little tree I put in the fireplace. This is the tree I decorated for Alyssa. So I put some sparkly lights on it, and all the decorations are completely child safe. That she could touch it, she could play with, not play with it, but we wouldn't have to keep going, oh, don't touch, because she, I thought I thought of that as Alyssa's tree. And of course she's not going to see it now, is she? Which is a bit sad. But there we go, that's Alyssa's tree. And then this is the 15th of December. And Jenny, this time, it was the first time she's done this as well. She's done the elf on the shelf for Alyssa. So he arrived on the 15th. I think some people do it for the whole month of December. Jenny decided she's just doing it for the last 10 days. I think that's very sensible. So this was coming down on the morning of the 15th. There he was, sitting on their mantelpiece with the book that comes with him. And he was just sitting there. So he'd arrived, and then so Alyssa came down to find him that morning, and Jenny asked her to name him, if she wanted to name him, and then she gave her a few suggestions of elfy type names, nice short easy names to remember, and Alyssa rejected the lot because typical Alyssa, she knows her own mind, that child. And no, she didn't want any of the names Jenny suggested, so Jenny said, well, what would you like to call him? And she had to think, and she said, Uncle Patrick, which made all of us laugh because Uncle Patrick is my husband's brother. He lives on his own and he's in our support bubble. And she doesn't really see him very often, but we obviously talk about him, and he was supposed to be here for Christmas as well. And somehow she plucked his name out of the air, and so he's become Uncle Patrick. I mean, I think they will just call him Patrick, which is a great name for an elf anyway. Irish name, so I think she actually has chosen really well, and it's quite nice that she picked that name and called him Uncle Patrick. And of course the real Uncle Patrick's chuffed to bits that that's what she's called him, so that's really nice. So there we are, there's Uncle Patrick, and this is as far as I got. So I'm about 10 days behind. So I've just started working on this yesterday, and I thought, well, I didn't get it finished, so I thought I'd try and finish it today on camera. So this is just a picture of Guess Who, a little cheeky one. She made this hat at nursery, and she was very pleased with herself. So I just thought I took a piece of the sort of scrap of the papers from Tailor-Made Journals, from the wallpaper, the Christmas wrapping papers, because I thought that went quite well. And I think what I'm going to do, because I was trying to figure out where to put, so I wanted to put him there. He's from a kit that Roxy Creations did of Christmas doilies and embroideries and things like that she did actually quite recently, and I just really liked it, so I bought that and I've cut some of them out. But what I thought I might do, I've started cutting out some letters to make a title of just Christmas hat, and I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this into a little flip. So I need to stick this down first. I think that's the first thing I need to do. So I've just put the date there, so that's also the 15th. And I just need my glue book. I'm just going to glue this on first. So I've been finding I've been getting, it's been taking me a long while to kind of put these pages together. For some reason, I've found it difficult to make the decisions about how I'm going to do them, and so it has been a bit of a slow process. But I'm getting into the groove now. I think my heart's just not really been in it this week. It's just been such a funny old week because, you know, I had so many things planned that we were going to do just to get ourselves ready, because we had to make the house a bit more COVID friendly, I suppose you could say. We were going to take some. There's a sofa bed in our dining room that we were going to move into the garage, so that we could then extend the table and make it, you know, so we could spread out a lot more of the table. And was going to use, I've got a small table in here that we were going to bring downstairs and put in, add it to the dining table just to make the whole thing spread out further. And we were going to move a single bed into here so that we could use this as a bedroom. This room, it should be a bedroom. It was once. So we were going to move a single bed into here, and I had a whole plan for what days we were going to do what, and you know, it just went right. Well, we're just not going to do any of it now. And in the end, my husband has actually had a lot of work on this week, so he's been working every day, including at the weekend and the days he was supposed to be off. So it would have been difficult to fit all those things in, though I think if he hadn't been, he'd been feeling a bit more in the spirit, I think he'd have found time to do those things. Yep. Just do a little bit of washi. So yeah, so it's been a weird old week. We've just felt so flat, really. I think that's it. It just feels so flat that you know, we can't make any real plans. But I think I think we'll be glad to just kind of get it over with, really. And I know so many people have been, you know, had a much worse time than we are. We you know, I keep saying we must remember how lucky we are, and you know, we will get through it. But we were very disappointed. I'm sure everybody who's had their Christmas plans changed, and so many people have. I mean, it's the whole of the south of England pretty much. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I think I might just put another piece under here. Just put that there. And then I can do a little bit of journaling under here just to say that, you know, that's the hat she made at nursery. And let's see. I was going to put a little tab, I think, on here. So I'm not quite sure. He might have to just, I don't know how he's going to fit in. I might have to pop him underneath, maybe. Maybe he won't go there at all. I don't want to lose him. I actually thought he worked quite well like that, but if I'm going to, maybe I could just pop it behind there. Maybe that will work. Put him down as low as I can. I may have to cut his hand off a little bit, or maybe I'll bring him across. So put him right down there. Then she can just tuck behind him, can't she? Yeah, maybe that's what I'll do. So, start from about there. Just do a little bit of I need a bit of something. Whoop. Okay, that's about right, I think. Hopefully. So I might just needs to go up the side here, I think. Okay. Hopefully I've got that about right. Yep, that's okay. Right, so I don't actually need the little tab, I don't think. That will just pop up there, and I can write under here. So I just want to put a little heading, really, little title, and maybe the number. Not sure where that's going to go yet. Okay, so I wanted to do Christmas hat across here, or Christmas, quite sure where it's all going to go. So what I've been mainly doing for my titles, I'll just move this to one side, is doing some die cutting. Oop, put the lid on that. So I did start doing my, I've got these little dies. These are from X-Cut dies, and I've got numbers and I've got letters, and I've got my little Sizzix sidekick, which is brilliant for these little things. Very easily portable. So I've done half of the word Christmas, so I need to do the TMAS still. So I've just got to get my letters. There's the T, there's the S, there's the M, which is all stuck. M. And I need the A, don't I? Right, the A. Right. I just need a piece of the red card that I've been using. This was originally a sort of circular thing that I think I must have cut out or something, but I've never used, so I've been using it for my doing my letters. Get it the right way around. Yep. There we go. I thought I might do the hat with the bigger letters. See how that works out. Okay. Yeah. Right, so we have Christmas. Just poke out the letters. Oh, that one's come out all right. Just put them in this little glass tray just so I don't lose them because they're quite small. And I always lose my letters if I don't put them somewhere safe. Put that one in there. Okay. So that's my Christmas. And now I need to do, let's just put these back. Don't want to lose my little letters. Get rid of the little bit in the middle. Oh no, it's supposed to go that way. Is it? No, it isn't. Okay. Right, so that's the A. And the S. And the T. Quite fiddly, these little things. And the M. It's there. Right, so that's that done. So now I want to do hat. Well, this R's fallen off. And I thought I might use the bigger letters. So these are all on a magnetic sheet, so I'll just get that out. You see why it takes me so long to get anything done. It's always the headings or the titles of the pages that take me so long to figure out. Right, so there's the H, there's the A, and there's the T, I think. JT, hat. And I could put the letters going down, that might work. Right, so if I put that over here, and then I thought I might use, I've got a sort of shiny red card, that might be quite nice, make the hat stand out a bit. So I did it like that. I might be able to get them all on in one go. H A T. Let's hope this is long enough. Oh yes. Goes back. See if I can do it. Sometimes I have to stand up for this if it's a bit tight, especially because this is a bit thicker, this card. Might be alright. Oh, it's going okay. And back again. It's always best to do it once or twice, just to make absolutely sure that it's gone through, but it's going through nicely, so it feels okay. Fingers crossed. Yes, they've cut nicely. Oh, that was a bit close. must have slipped a little bit. Okay, now I'll just get them out of the dies. Oh, and just in case you're wondering, I have got Alyssa's mum's permission to show her photos on my channel. I did ask permission. They're pretty used to me because I did do scrapbooking videos for a couple of years, and of course they've all featured in those more than many times. So they're used to me using their pictures on my channel. But I just thought I should just double check that she was still okay with it, and she said that was fine. So I know quite often people who are doing journals are not always all that keen to show photos. But I think because I come from a scrapbooking background, that's what I used to do, I'm used to it. I'm used to putting the photos of all of us onto the channel, so it wasn't a problem for any of us. Okay, so now I've got Christmas hat. These are always a bit tricky to get hold of. Let's put them in my pot, in my little dish. And I've got hopefully I've got my little tweezers handy in case I have trouble picking them up. Right, so let's see where this could go. So I think we could have Christmas and hat, couldn't we? Let's just see how well that would look. Put the hat there. No, it's not going to show up there, is it? Hat. Go there. Hat. There we are. Yeah. All right, and then we'll put nope, back to front. Christmas across here. Okay, try the other way. Get licking the finger and sticking it on way. Christmas. I've just got to check it's going to fit okay. Kind of sliding. With this. There's the R. I think we'll be all right. And the C. Okay, I think that will look quite good. That's what I'm going to do. Nope. Just go for it. Stick them down. Where'd it go? There it is. Back to front. Right. Okay, whoop. Stick, stick, stick. Feel free to wind this video on, this bit on, because it's just me sticking on letters. It's not very exciting, that's for sure. Whoop. The eye. So I don't think I'm going to get more than this one page done today, but that's okay. I'd like to try and get at least most of it done by the end of next week, and if I do, or early in the new year, I will certainly post a final flip through. And you may hear, well, you will hear, if you watched my videos where I'm finishing off my sewing journal, which have already been filmed and scheduled for January. I will probably refer to our Christmas plans in those videos, because at the time I didn't know what was going to be happening, and certainly mention what we were planning to do. And of course it all changed, but so you just have to ignore me when I start talking about that, because and I think I did say it's what we're hoping we'll be able to do. I think there was always this possibility that it could change, I don't think we ever really thought, don't think anybody ever thought, including the government, that they would have to tell us we couldn't have we couldn't mix at all for Christmas. They tried really hard, I think, to avoid that. But to go from, you can have 5 days and have 3 households can mix for up to 5 days, to no households can mix for any days, was a bit of a shock. It was a pretty dramatic change, and I think the rest of the country, if they're not in Tier 4, which is what we're in now, are only now allowed to mix for 1 day, and that's fine. I mean, I'd have been happy with 1 day. 1 day would have been okay. We could have worked with that, that's for sure. But oh well. It is what it is. We're just having to get our heads around it. I think that was as much as anything, trying to get your head around the change. I think, okay, we just have to rethink all our expectations, I suppose. There we are, Christmas. And then we'll have hat going down the side. I mean, she's had such a brilliant few weeks, really, getting all the preparations. Jenny's so good. They've been baking together. I've had lots of pictures. I think they're baking again today. They were baking together yesterday. I don't know how they're going to eat all this stuff they've been baking, because a lot of it was meant to come here with them. But I'm sure they'll manage. So I think they're making gingerbread today, which I think will be very exciting. I think it's lovely they do that together. I was never really much of a baker. Never have been. I do make my mince pies every year, but even then I don't make the pastry. It's shop bought, rolled up, ready rolled pastry is what I use, but then I, fill them and make the mince pies out of that with the, and they, they're still nice. They're nice with, we do like them better than shop bought mince pies anyway. But Jenny does love her baking, and it's a lovely thing that she does with her little girl. Had lots of pictures. We've had lots of pictures over the past year of the two of them baking together, or little videos, and she just loves it. She loves licking out the bowl. All the classic things that children love to do. I was much more making, let's decorate Christmas cards with them, or make Christmas decorations with them, like I've done with her. That was more my thing that I used to like to do. Get the glitter out and make things. And we each to our own. We all have things that we enjoy doing, and that we enjoy the things we enjoy. The things we share with our children, aren't they? So there we are, Christmas hat. Now I just need the date. Just put this on for a moment. So again, back to my trusty dies. So let me just put these dies back in the, before I lose one, because I'm always worried one of them is going to disappear and never to be seen again, and then can't make my words anymore. Right, so let's have a look. I've got, where are my number dies? Oh, here we are. I kept the 15 out because I'd already used it for this day. So I'm either going to do another, I could do a big 15 here. That would go, wouldn't it? That would go there. But I thought I might use something different. So I could either do, maybe I could do a gold 15, or I've got a bit of silver glitter paper. I'm not sure that will show up so well. A bit of gold, you can never go wrong with a bit of gold. Let's just, hopefully I've made it wide enough. Let's get my dies. Get my little machine out again. Now where'd the plates go? Oh, there they are. Right, so I don't know if you don't want to on camera there. 1, 5. So I think later on today, because one of the things that I wanted to do, that was a new thing, a bit like the Elf on the Shelf. These things weren't around when my kids were young. They didn't do, the Elf on the Shelf has been it's been around for a few years now, I know, but it wasn't something we ever did. And the other new thing that seems to have arrived, which we never used to do, was the Christmas Eve box. That was, I don't know where that came from, whether that's, well, that's gone a bit skewy, but I think it's okay. I don't know where the Christmas Eve box idea came from, but I really like the idea, because it's, whereas, you know, Father Christmas brings them a stocking in the morning, I think it's quite nice perhaps for grandmother, I mean obviously mums do them as well, to do, but I thought it'd be a nice thing for me to do, is to do a little Christmas Eve box. So I did. I made her one, which I was looking forward to giving her today. Another thing. So Jenny's going to film it. We've dropped all the presents off, and Jenny's going to film her. We're going to do a video call when she does the Christmas Eve box, so that we get to see her opening it. It's just a small box. It's only got a few little bits in. As far as I understand it, the idea is to give them something to keep them occupied on Christmas Eve, just kind of, you know, just take their mind off their excitement a bit, I suppose. And so there's some new Christmas pyjamas in there for her, and a little fluffy reindeer, Rudolph. She absolutely loves soft toys. She just adores them. She plays with soft toys all the time. You know, puts them to bed. She feeds them. She gives them medicine. I mean, she just loves playing imaginary games with her soft toys. So and she loves to cuddle things, takes them to bed and stuff. So I thought she'd really like. He's really soft, this Rudolph, and she does love Rudolph as well. So I think she'll like him. And a few other little bits and pieces as well are in there, so I'm hoping that she'll enjoy that. There we are, there's our Christmas hat, and I've just got to do my bit of journaling about her Christmas hat in here, so I think that'll work quite well. Just going to pop that there. I'm just wondering whether to round that corner. I might just round that little corner there. Yeah, there's my corner rounder. Just that one. Because all the others are invisible. Pretty much. There we are. There. So there we are. That's as far as I'm going to go today. So that's it. That's my Christmas journal as far as I've got. I shall keep working on it. I mean, most of it is now going to be all about the antics of the elf. Now that he's arrived, we've had Jenny's sent us pictures every day of, you know, what he's been up to. So every morning, Alyssa's coming down and he's up to some other naughty trick. But what the idea is that he's reporting back to Santa on what a good girl she's been, and she seems to understand. I've just realised I put my H on upside down. If I can get that off. Jenny's very clever. She said that if she touches him or, you know, plays with him, I think I'll have to leave that as it is. Only I know that is. I think that's upside down. Doesn't look too bad. Yes, she's understood that if she touches him, he will lose his magic, which I thought was very clever. I mean, maybe that's what they all do. I don't know. So she's been very good, and she doesn't touch him. She just, you know, whenever we have a video call, she shows me what he's been up to, and she loves her little book that comes with it. So she's really embraced the whole elf thing, which is lovely. And she has been a very good girl because just over the last week or two, she started using the potty. She's been doing very well. She started potty training at nursery. It was all up to her. She was ready to do it, and it's all happening. She's doing really, really well. So that's a really, really lovely thing for her to sort of, as I said, happy Christmas, Mum and Dad. She's doing it. She's getting out of nappies, which is lovely. So yes, so there we are, all done for today, and just want to wish you once more a very happy Christmas, whether you're with your family or whether you're on your own or whatever your circumstances are. I do hope you're able to have a really nice Christmas this year, as best we can in this weird year. And we just have to wish for the very best for next year and hope it's all going to be different, which I'm sure it will, for most of us at least. Okay, so bye for now, and I'll see you in the new year probably, unless I come back on again having done some more of this. Who knows? But otherwise, I'll see you in the new year. Bye for now.